Osmanthus wine tastes the same as I remember. But where are those who share the memory? Osmanthus wine tastes the same as I remember. But where are those who share the memory? Boats are made for transferring commodities back and forth, and those that come across Lior tend to stay a while, so it is where many things come to settle. Osmanthus wine tastes the same as I remember. But where are those who share the memory? Every journey has its final day. Don't rush.
Hello! You should be hearing me and everything should be fine. Nemo is being a menace. A very annoying little brat. So if you
wine tastes the same as I
if you hear him or he's being annoying,
where are those who
don't mind
share
him.
the memory?
I just gave him food like 4 hours ago or something. Well, not just, but I gave him food like 4 hours ago. And he shouldn't be hungry just yet, but he's always hungry. So now he's pestering me. And he was screaming
Boats are made for transferring
quite
commodities
loudly earlier.
and those that come
And
across
now
Lior
he's just,
tend
I
to
can't
stay a
show
while.
you because the camera doesn't
So it is
reach
where
that
many
far,
things
but
come
he's
to
on the
settle.
floor next to my laptop and he's just like in this half loaf position, but you can see his paws like this. He's hunched over like that and then he's just looking at me like,
Osmanthus wine tastes the same as I remember.
you got the hint?
But where are those who share the memory?
He's such a stupid little boy. Yes, you are. You're so funny. He's just not reacting at all. He's just waiting to bounce the second I get off this chair. Also, my ear is a little painful today. I don't know what I've done. I think I've slept at some point on this ear, and this is the pierced ear. And the piercings have yet not healed. correctly or like fully. It's been like half a year, but still, they're still sometimes when you touch them, they're painful.
Don't rush.
So I might have to take the headphones off at some point, maybe, or I don't know, switch to something else. Hi Reski, how you doing? I hope you're well. And nice clothes and necklace. Thank you. This is a little heart necklace that my grandma gave me one year, and then this is a little snowflake. I don't know if you can see that. Snowflake that my sister gave me. It matches with my tattoo. I have a red snowflake right here. I don't know if I can show you that. Like, is that a weird placement to show you? I don't know. Right there. So, it matches with that. And it's a reminder of our dog, or my dog, my family dog. Because her name was Lumi, which means snow in Finnish. So, it's a special one. I just often don't wear it because, well, not often. I sometimes take it off and don't remember to put them back on, but I also sometimes take this off because it's really sharp. Like, it has these little diamonds on it, when they're not, crystals rather.
Where do you want to
or
go
something,
next?
I don't know. It's really like sharp, so it gets caught on everything. So to not lose it and break it, I sometimes don't wear it. I'm okay. It's like uniform for stream. Honestly, yes. This is such a good shirt, although now I'm starting to get really hot, so I might have to change. You know, the usual. But because this is cropped, and it's this very light, like, polo shirt material. It's the material that, like, real polo shirts, like tennis polo shirts are, or similar to that. So it's really breezy and airy, and because it's cropped, it lets air in, like, in my back and everywhere, so I don't get too hot. But it also has long sleeves, because sometimes I get cold, like right here in the arms. So it's the perfect shirt. The only downside is that it's the same color as my skin. A little bit more yellow, but like it's so close to my skin tone that it looks a little funny sometimes, but I don't really care. It's whatever. I don't come to the streams to look good. Yes, you very well know. That's really nice. Also, I just spent the day getting a new pet, an owl, but it never eats for 3 days. Probably will let go of that soon. Do you mean you need to like give the owl back to where you got it from or something? I don't think I don't know anything about birds. Well, I know something about birds, but not very much. But I would assume that changing your environment, or like you got the bird, so it's a very stressful situation for the bird. It actually is to scare away cats because they eat like 3 of my sparrow doves. Yes, I remember you talking about that. Does the owl not eat your doves though? Like those owls are predatory birds, so is it bad for the birds as well, or do you like, I don't know, introduce them to, I don't know how pet birds function.
Where do you want to go next? If you'd like
different cages. Okay, got it.
I have a few references.
Anyways, I was explaining that some animals get stressed, and that's like they stop eating because of the stress. So maybe it's just that, and it needs to like settle in. But don't take that too much at heart. As I said, I'm no bird expert, so you know better than me. But just that, I don't know. 3 days. Is the bird drinking though? Surely yes.
Every journey has its final day.
No,
Don't
oh
rush.
no, that's really bad then. Oof, that's really bad. I hope you can sort that out, but yeah. Maybe call the person you got it from or something. I don't know. I don't really have any advice. I can just offer my condolences. I'm sorry. Also, cool new timeline. I hope you have good time working. Cool new timeline. What do you mean by timeline? Sorry, I didn't understand that. Do you mean my time when I stream? Are you referencing that? New times. Ah, yeah, got it. I was so tired yesterday for fighting with my PC, so me and Genova Sims, if you don't know, we posted a collab, a build collab on my Sims YouTube channel last night. Anyways, we've had that collab in works for around a month probably. I haven't had time, a lot of time to edit it, so it's been a hassle to have been able to edit it. And then that week when I decided, or that I could have enough time to edit and all that, anyways, we had the other collab coming up, so that came after this one, but it was in a rush because of obviously the month is ending, so we needed to get the Pride collab videos out before the month ended, so that was in a rush. And then the midsummer celebrations came, so I wasn't at home from Thursday to Sunday last week or the week before, I can't remember. Anyways, yeah, last week, so I couldn't do anything on that week or later that week and weekend. So that meant that I speed edited and recorded, and I did the Pride video in like 2 days. First day I recorded it and then edited it, and then the second day I did voiceover and finished it and posted it. Or like not posted, scheduled it, because then on Thursday I was leaving. So I did that in like super speed, but that meant that I didn't have time to do the build collab. And so when this week came, on Sunday I came back, I was like hurrying up editing that video, and I managed to do everything because we agreed to post it on Thursday last night. So I was like trying to, because I had over 5 hours of footage. I had enormous amount of footage. That's why it took me for an eternity to edit it. So then on Wednesday, yes, I had finished the editing and did like everything was ready, but then after I had put the voiceover in and I cut it up and everything, I could not export it. Like my PC was not having it, so I couldn't export it. Everything was going wrong, and I didn't have time because I had work early on Thursday, so I needed to go to sleep. So I messaged G saying, like, all panicky, like, oh my god, I am gonna make it, just know that I might be a little late, like a few minutes late or something like that. She was like, no, it's fine, we can postpone. Like, G, absolute angel. Still saying, like, after like a month of postponing this stupid collab, well, it's not stupid collab, don't get me wrong, I loved it, but it was just like bad things were happening. Don't you dare eat that. I can see you and you're not eating my cords. Anyways, that happened. So then I finished the editing, wait, where was I? Oh yes, on Thursday I came back home thinking that I could figure out how to export it, but no, I could not. So I had to figure out a way, because it was like exporting like up to a minute and then stopping, then up to 40 seconds, then stopping, up to 5 seconds and stopping. I just couldn't get past it, and I had like almost 30 minutes of video was almost 30 minutes, so I could not render it and export it in 5-second clips. That would have been a nightmare. So then I figured how to do it. I eventually managed to do this like rendering. Like I merged everything and then I clipped it in like small pieces and rendered them first. It took a while, but it worked. And then I exported the video and it worked, and oh my god, I was so happy. Oh, it was so much, like I was so stressed. And already the time was like, it was 6 p.m. by the time I was finished the video, and I had finished with the thumbnail as well, and like everything was ready, scheduled. And I still needed to take a shower because I didn't have time before that, because I was obviously at work and I was full of mud and soil, and like my face was all like sandy and like there's like soil everywhere, and my hair was a mess. So like I don't mind looking like a complete mess on stream, but I want to look like a clean mess. I don't want to look dirty, like dirty hair and soil on my face and mud on my hands and fingernails. Like I don't want that. So then I just took the evening off to just relax and take a good shower. And although I did end up just showering my like self and then washed my hair today, that's why my hair is a little bit wet still. I don't think it's wet but damp, because by the time that I actually got to go to the shower, it was so late that I would not have had time to dry my hair. So anyways, long story short, I'm sorry I wasn't streaming yesterday, and I'm also really sorry that I haven't streamed a lot lately, like on here on Twitch. Let me just move the chat so I can see, because Nemo sits on in front of it. Yeah, it's been just a really busy time for me recently, and it's just been a lot. But I'm hoping that in the coming weeks that I can like go back to streaming like more regularly. I keep having a lot of days in the week time, because like nothing is stopping me streaming after work, although I might be really tired, but on those days that I'm not super tired, nothing's stopping me of streaming. So I've been planning for weeks now that I could stream like on a Monday or on a Tuesday or something like that after work. But every time I schedule something, something comes up. So I haven't had time to do that, which is such a shame, because I really miss it. So anyways, that's a very long story, and I'm just gonna wrap it up. Happy to be here. But look at the good side, your Pride collab are really good, and your speech is really good too while making one. Thank you, Reski. It was a really important and special video for me. Like all of like the Pride and like human rights things are really, really important to me, and yeah, it was a special collab, and I was really happy that I could be a part of it. I want to ask further question about that, but I will save it on the other sims. Also, almost all of your collab friend commented on your speech. That's so sweet. Yeah, that was so nice. It is kind of a good collab etiquette to comment on somebody's videos. Like, obviously I'm excited to see the other person's video that I'm collabing with, like that's a given. But it was really nice that so many of them like mentioned and appreciated me talking about it, because it is really, really close to my heart. So it was really nice. Made for transferring commodities back and forth. And those anytime you stream is okay. Well, so not in the middle of the night, but yes, I could do more like morning Friday streams. I could do more of that, especially like studying stream, because I still have like some independent coursework that I need to do, and this is a good way to actually make me do something. So yeah, I could do that, but we'll see. Just know that I want to stream, and I stream as much as I can, and that whenever I'm not streaming, it's not because I'm lazy or don't want to, it's just because I don't have the energy, like I'm completely spent from work, or I have like other plans, like something came up. I don't want or like to reschedule my, especially my Thursday streams, because those are important to me, because it's like one constant thing on my week. So yeah, I don't like to reschedule, and I've done it a lot lately, but I promise it's for a good reason. It's just I don't want to overwhelm myself with everything, and I never want to be on stream when I feel like I don't want to be streaming. Like, not that I don't want to stream in general, not, I mean in a, I'm too tired to be presentable, you know what I mean? Hi Napolini, how are you doing? I hope you're well. I hope summer is treating you well, and that your house is not too hot, because it's been super hot lately, like 30 degrees. Yesterday it was 26 degrees in the shade, so that's a lot. I'm really happy because I love warm weather, but I have the privilege to live in a very not shady as in like creepy, like weird shady, I mean like in the shade shady house, and like I have a very, very cool house. Again, not cool as in oh that's really cool and nice, but cool as temperature. Why is every temperature word something that means something different? Like all of them, that I never thought about it. Cool as in like breezy. The breezy also means why? Who decided that every weather word is also like a vibe word? Like cool, hot, breezy. Why? Shady. That is so wild to me. Anyways, let's get going with this quest or hangout event. I always forget. I keep calling them story events or story quests, and they're neither. So yeah. Let's just get on with it.
Osmanthus wine tastes the same as I remember.
Where is my game?
But where are those who share the memory?
Oh, I'm in the wrong place too. Let me put myself... I don't think you need to look at my queue. Oh, wait, maybe here? Is it annoying if I'm in this corner? Like, do you need to see the stuff in here? Maybe it's a bit annoying because of the characters. I'm blocking the characters. I'm just putting... Where do I put myself? This is tricky. I'll put myself here. Okay.
Boats are made for transferring commodities back and forth. And those that come across Lior tend to stay a while. So it is where many things come to settle.
I'm doing really good. I have a new summer job and it's been really nice, and my house is not too hot, luckily. That's good. That's really good. Do you want to talk about your summer job? Not in as in like specific, but like what do you do, or what do you enjoy about it, or stuff like that? I'm curious. Let me just quickly see what's up. I hate that I need to click everything to get rid of the I don't like these things. What are these called? Like they're not alerts, but like something new, like a message that has like a little light or a little pop of color or something. I hate that because like I know it's supposed to take your attention, but I can't just have this like right here. I have to click on everything to get rid of these little markings. Otherwise I can't proceed. And it's really annoying because there's a lot of them in Genshin. everything is like, you need to look at everything all the time. Also, my chair is in a weird position and I don't like it. Don't mind me like being all weird and changing my posture all the time, because like I can't get the chair in a good way. Okay. Alright. So, story quests. We need to do Kaveh's. Oh, I still need to process Lila's, but it's fine. I want to do this first. Also, if the music is not loud enough or too loud, let me know. Or not the music, I mean the game. Like, you need to be able to hear the character talking and stuff like that. Okay. Let's go in here. Also, I decided in a moment of weakness to not wish for Kazuha. I don't know why. I literally kind of kicked myself after. Like, I could have gotten Kazuha, but I love Alhaitham too much. I could not resist. So I got Alhaitham's second constellation. Well, first constellation, sorry. I don't have that good luck.
Osmanthus wine
Offline.
tastes the same as I remember.
So I now have this. I don't know how much this is actually useful. I don't think that it is that useful, but I just want to build him up. Like, if I could get one character, C5, talents all maxed out, and like everything maxed out, it would be Alhaitham. I'm sorry, Xiao. It used to be Xiao, but I can't believe that I became such an Alhaitham fan. Like, first I was like, I don't get him at all, and now it is the only character for me. Like, I could not live without you. No, I could, but you know what I mean. I'm working for the Espo City, but I'm not sure how to explain what I do. Also, I'm pregnant! Wait, what? So there is going to be a lot of things changing in the future! Oh my god! There are actually tears in my eyes. I might cry. Oh my god. I'm shaking! And now I'm crying! Oh my god! Congrats! Oh my god, I need a tissue.
Wait. Huh? No. Whatever.
Oh my god! Congratulations! I'm so happy for you. Like, honestly, these are happy tears. I'm so happy for you. I didn't mean to make you cry. No worries. That was just very unexpected. I wasn't prepared for that. Wow! Oh my god, I'm so happy for you. That's honestly made my day.
The scribe's work is simple.
Oh my god, I need
exactly why
to fix
I took the
this.
position.
Woo! Surprise! I'm so freaking happy for you. Honestly, that was crazy. How far along are you? I hope I didn't ruin my makeup. I need to go to meet my friends after today. After today. Not after today. Later today, that's what I meant to say. Like, almost 18 weeks. 18 weeks, so it's like 1/4 done. Isn't it? Like 40 weeks around that time. Isn't that the norm? So... Wait, no, that's halfway. almost halfway. That's crazy. Wow. Honestly, like, congratulations from my, like, the bottom of my heart. That is amazing news, and I'm so happy. I hope that it's been, like, okay with you. Like, it's not been too hard and you haven't felt too sick. Cause, yeah, we all know how pregnancy can be. So, I really hope that it's been okay. And especially with this heat, Jesus. Oh, that I'm still like processing it. Like, wow. I'm just so happy. I've taken a look at your proposal. It's much better than the ones you showed me before, but I still like to make some changes. Sorry, I didn't catch that.
Not again. Isn't this the 6th proposal I've shown you? What's your issue this time?
Oh, poor Kaveh.
It's a bit hard to put into words, but the design still doesn't look quite right to me.
What do you mean?
I have to say, that's a terribly vague and unconvincing explanation. Please enlighten me. What would feel more right to you?
For starters, don't you think this roof is jutting out a bit too far from the top? It looks almost like the head of a fungus. This door, too. I don't think it needs to be nearly this large. If you could reduce it to around my height, you could use the leftover materials to construct a few more rooms.
Roof and the door are the most fundamental parts of a building. If we were to change them, then what would be left of the design? Even if the soul of the building won't be lost, all traces of architectural style would be gone. Anyone with the slightest inkling of architectural knowledge would know to leave them alone.
I know Kaveh is portrayed like this is what artists have to do, and I would consider architects artists as well, but you are doing work for somebody else. You're not building for your own enjoyment. Just like my thoughts on this issue. It sucks when you can't do something you wanted to do, but in the end of the day, it is the client that is paying for the work. So if they want a microscopic pink door in the front and a flat roof, that's what they'll get. Like, it's your job to make it look good.
Oh, I understand the principles of what you are saying, of course, but
Hello.
the truth remains that I'm still a bit unhappy with the design as is. Is there anything else that you can do? Oh, actually, I just got an idea. Can we get rid of all the extraneous sections on the roof so the whole design will just be one vertical structure, similar to that of a tree trunk?
What?
Don't architects often say that symmetry makes everything more balanced and pleasing to the eye? This way, the proportions will be completely balanced.
I really don't know how you managed to come up with such a ridiculous idea. Wait, don't tell me. Someone hired you specifically to commission me and put me through the ringer? Come to think of it, though, I really don't think I've gotten on anyone's bad side recently. Anyway, that's it. I will not be working on this commission anymore. Goodbye. Maybe you can find yourself some other genius who'll be able to satisfy your demands.
He is a fiery person.
Please, wait.
I'm so sad Kaveh wasn't a pyre element, like he didn't have the fire vision. Pyro, that's what I was looking for. Because like that's what he needed to have. Like that's what he's supposed to have in my head. Obviously we have a lot of pyro characters already, but yeah, he just needed a pyro vision for multiple of reasons. Alright. No worries, Allyson will be rescuing him. No worries. I'm doing a little twirl. If you know, you know. Okay. Where is he? Oh. Poor guy.
Taking this commission was truly the worst decision ever. Hmm? Oh, hey. I wasn't expecting to run into you here. Actually, while we're on that, what are you doing here at the tavern? Don't listen to anyone who says that drinking is an elegant pastime. It's no good for your health. So you saw that, did you? I thought I was in the clear. I made sure to double check that nobody I knew was around. Anyway, thanks for looking out for me. Honestly, it wasn't that big of a deal. I'm used to it by now.
Oh, baby girl. He's so cute.
Stress is just an inescapable part of being a working adult. Boss, I'll have a glass of wine. Same as last time. Do you want something too? I'll put it on my tab.
What do you want? Kisses? He just wants attention.
Wine in a glass of juice, coming right up.
I know you're already keeping a secret from me, but if you could add this one to the list as well, I'd really appreciate it. Arguing with a client is not a good look for me. If word gets out, other potential clients might be afraid to work with me.
I don't think you have to worry about me, Kaveh. I'd worry about the guy he was arguing with more.
That guy, though, what was he even going on about? All those ridiculous demands of his? He's just a blabbering fool trying to act like a know-it-all.
Nemo says hi. Yes. Look at this way, that way. You are so funny.
Another glass, please, boss. I'm not leaving today till someone has to carry me out.
You've got it, sir. I gotta say, though, it almost feels...
It really
Oops.
is every other
Nemo
day that
bumped
you
my
run
hand.
into a client who knows nothing about construction requirements or architectural style. If this was in the past, I'd never have gone through 6 whole drafts trying to accommodate the client's preferences. But perhaps getting used to this just means that I've grown numb to it. I've worked on so many projects since graduation, and none of them have been approved at the first pass. I would spend a lot of time altering my designs, and by the time the clients were finally satisfied, all my passion and enthusiasm would be gone. It feels like I'm straying further and further from my artistic vision with every change I have to make.
Yeah, you just need yourself a client that actually wants you to make the art, not them. I need to go back to work now, but it was so nice to see you here, and I wish I will be able to come watch your streams again. Thank you, and I wish you well with your job and also with the pregnancy. That's just so wild to me. I hope you're feeling okay and it's all safe and everything. Just good luck in general. See you, and hope you both have a lovely day. We will. We already do. But you want all the attention for yourself, right? Yes, you want the all attention. All. Nothing is allowed to be given to the stream. No. Okay, now I need to... Seriously though, I do need to do something to this.
I suppose, though, that just sticking to your guns and completely disregarding other people's feedback would also not be a good thing. All of this makes for a real paradox, one that particularly crops up in my work, too. In the end, what is the true meaning of art? Should I see it as a divine gift of inspiration from the gods, or an expression of the light of my own wisdom?
Here's your drink. How are you already spouting nonsense after just one glass? Your tolerance is usually much better than the...
Boss, what do you think is the meaning of art?
Oh my god, the slurring.
The meaning of art? Really, my friend, who in Sumeru understands art better than you? Anyway, I don't know about art, but I do know that I'm interested in business, and some patrons are waiting to be served. So, you'll have to excuse me for now. Just holler if you need anything.
What do you think, traveler?
Oh my god. Art is something that resonates with the masses, something that embodies the creator's efforts and dedication. Well, neither. Why can I not have an actual opinion?
Exactly. So our thoughts on the meaning of art are rather similar. In Sumeru, and especially Sumeru of the past, the arts are not a popular discussion topic. Trying to talk about the arts is basically the key to killing any conversation. It's too bad that I'm not in my best form today. Otherwise, we could have talked about this for a little longer.
Yeah, maybe don't drink so much. I'll help you convince the client to come to your side. Let's do something else and clear your mind. That sounds like a good
great
idea.
to me. I don't even want to think about this project anymore. But what should we do? It's probably not a good idea to just drink until I pass out here.
No, I don't think so. I don't think another career is really in the works, so.
Huh? Where did that come from? I mean, it's not like it's some kind of secret. You probably already know some bits and pieces of my past. My mother is also an architect. I've always adored her drawings, and when I was young, I used to sit next to her and watch her bring all kinds of buildings to life on paper. You could say my interest in architecture just naturally grew with time. Perhaps. In fact, I have also seen my mother argue with her clients, but she would always quickly find the motivation to return to her work. Unfortunately, I've barely had any contact with her since she remarried and moved abroad. Even if I wanted to ask her about her ability to stay positive after an argument, it would seem rude to barge into her life again over something as trivial as that. I did remember something else, though. When my mother left, she only carried some small personal luggage with her. She left most of the belongings in the house to me. At the time, she even told me that it would be great if I could learn a few lessons from her life experiences, so my life and career could go a little more smoothly. I hadn't quite come to grips with my emotions, and didn't really have it in me to go through any sentimental items, so I just packed anything with memories away in a box and haven't reopened it since. It's been a really long time. Now that so many years have passed, maybe I have finally developed the maturity I need to face those memories without losing my mind. Yeah, I should dig it out and take a look. Huh? Sorry, I've had too much to drink and wasn't thinking clearly. You're right. I should do these kinds of things with the support of a friend. Speaking of that, I can call you a friend now, right?
Yes!
Either way, thanks for reminding me that I can invite you to come along. Had I just gone back by myself, it would have looked like I'm deliberately trying to keep things from you. Ugh, thinking too hard about the words is giving me a headache, so I'll just give it to you straight. Thanks to your advice, I have decided to put my current projects on pause for now, and spend some time trying to rekindle the passion for my craft. If you want to stick around and see how this will turn out, you'll be sure to encounter some bits and pieces of my past. Do you think you'd find that too boring?
I feel a bit iffy about this dialogue. I hope this gets better. But right now it feels like a video game. Like, usually these feel like live characters. Like, with stories and the dialogue, it flows really well. But this time, right now I feel like I am playing a game and the character is asking me if I want to continue the game or go do some other things. I don't know. I'm so hot as well. I think I need to go
then let's
switch
head back
my
together. I mean, you already know where I live.
shirt.
Who knew that the day would come when I too would have some friends over?
That's so cute. Hydrate, thank you.
Let me see. I should have tidied up the place before I left the house this morning. Hatham shouldn't be home now either. He's usually in the records room at this time of the day. Anyway, there's no more time for drinks. I'll go take care of the bill.
He's not in the records room because he's in the bar with you. Unfortunately, not with you anymore. I hate that the characters leave before you've left because you can't get any good screenshots. That's always so sad. But we will head to their house. I forgot where it is. It's like in a weird side corner of this kind of winding path, probably around here somewhere. Yeah. Yay, we get to go to their house. I love that they stay
Hatham isn't in, so feel free to sit wherever. I'll bring out the box.
that they live together. It's so good.
Oh, nothing. I just didn't realize how much time had passed. The box is pretty dusty, which means it's already been a while since I've moved into this place. And many years since my mother moved to Fontaine. I'm happy for her. I hope she'll be able to find happiness there. She raised me all by herself after my father passed away. It definitely wasn't easy for her.
I understand it's not easy for her, but how could she ever just abandon her only son? Like, this is what I will never understand. And obviously I haven't ever been in a situation like this, or like some kind of situation like this. So obviously I don't know what it's like, but I can't think of a situation that would lead me to just leave my child alone, even if they were like of age, like even if they could live on their own and do their own things and stuff like that. Like, how could you ever just cut them out of your life? Obviously, if they were harming you, or like if it was like an abusive, either physically or mentally, relationship. No, is it a relationship? I don't know. Anyways, if your child is abusive towards you, or you being with them is enabling them abusing themselves or somebody else, that's a different situation altogether. But this is not that. So I don't know. I find it so freaking sad and cruel that his mom just I don't know everything about it, obviously, but apparently just like left him and moved out to another country altogether and remarried and never stayed in touch. It's just so, like, it breaks my heart as a person that's like kind of lived a similar way. Like, my parental relationships aren't that far off of this story. I know how that feels, and I could never do that to my own child. It's just like I can't understand, but it's a really good story. Like, I love Kaveh, like Kaveh's character, really, like, a lot, just because his character is so human. Like, he's so flawed himself, but he's also lived a very tough life. Like, he suffered a lot. and the internal struggle that comes with it is like really relatable for a lot of people, or parts of it at least.
Anyway, enough about that. Let's see what I packed into this box. What are all these things?
That's so cute.
Oh, I remember now. This is a drawing I made in Port Ormos. Obviously, I wouldn't call it anything special now, but I was less than 5 years old when I made this drawing. That's more than 20 years ago. You could say it's pretty good for a child of that age.
If he was 5 when he made it, that's over 20 years ago. I would say like 22. Less than 25, because then he would have probably said 25 years ago. He's probably like 27, which then makes Alhaitham probably 25. Also, if you grow up without a complete parents like mom or dad and become a troublemaker, people will blame that on the parents parenting. Some people, yes. And although it has a huge impact on the person, it's not like the person doesn't make their choices. Like, you can be born in a very abusive and bad environment and still choose yourself to live like lawfully and not be a horrendous person yourself. But it is really hard. I understand that. Trauma is tricky and hurt people, so it's just the negativity kind of cycles through people, so I understand it's really hard, but it's, after all, it is your choices that are taken into account. Nobody's forcing you, even though you might have a bad example.
Now that I've said that out loud, I suppose I do have some level of artistic talent, right? Criticism and self-doubt have always been a part of the artistic process. Without criticism, there can be no improvement. It's normal for me to question my abilities from time to time. I admit that I may have spent a little too long questioning myself this time around, but as you know, the heart tends to dwell on whatever it pleases. Anyway, never mind. The more I talk about it, the less confident I feel. Let's see what else we have in the box. Ah, my building blocks! It's been years since I've last seen these. When I was a kid, I used to stack them super high, and could even stabilize the tower to keep it from tumbling over. Oh, and this blueprint. I made it by copying my mother's sketch, and the aspect ratio was horrendous. It's still technically the first blueprint I made myself, though. I was super proud of myself when I finished it, and put it in the same pile as my mother's sketches, hoping she'd notice and compliment me for my good work. Unfortunately, my mother didn't realize that I had put it there. When she had a meeting with a client the next day, she handed my blueprint to him by mistake. The client was completely confused by this new blueprint, but apparently he felt too tongue-tied to question such a famous architect. It was only a few days later that he finally gathered up the courage to pay my mother a visit. He asked, "The door in this blueprint is even taller than the roof. Is this supposed to be part of the design?" My mother took me with her to personally apologize to the client several times. She didn't scold me about it in private, though. Instead, she went over all the steps required to draw a good blueprint. I was very patient throughout the whole process. I still remember it like it was yesterday.
This is why I find his story really intriguing, because everything we know about how he was raised and how his mother, raised him and was like as a mom. She sounds like a great mom. Like, instead of being angry with him, she decided to show him what actually needs to be done. And that's like such good parenting. Like, that is really good. Then how can you just leave? It's so weird. There must be some kind of...
Let's see, is there anything
Like,
else
I
left in
want
this
to
box?
know the situation so bad.
was this again? Ah, this is my mother's notebook. She used to write and sketch in it all the time. When I was a child, I used to be super fascinated by this notebook, and always pestered my mother to let me read it. After asking her a few times, she told me that I could read it as long as I could guess the password. Huh. Wonder why she didn't take this notebook with her. Did she leave it to me on purpose? If only I could. I never meant... Hey, it's not a matter of time, it's a matter of inspiration. That's what we need to guess the password. Who knows? Maybe this time something will click in my head, and the answer will just present itself. I could tell what you were thinking. Don't worry, I've tried my name, my father's name, my mother's name, my grandparents' names on both sides, and all of our birthdays. I've tried every name and number remotely related to my family. I've even tried stuff like love you Kaveh, take care, and yours truly. I've tried every cheesy phrase and well-wish in the book, but this lock has refused to budge. I wouldn't try that route again. I have a hunch that it won't be that simple. Also, if she really did use something like that, she'd never hear the end of it from the folks over at Haravatat if they ever found out. So we could find someone who was close to my mother and see if they might know anything? I see what you're saying, but who should we talk to for that? My mother was never really the one to be social. My father was the one with more friends, but all those connections were severed when he died. Let me think. Is there still someone at the academia who would know my mother? Ah, actually, there is someone. Professor Zaha Hadi. Huh. You've never really heard of her? She's a famous Gasharwar scholar and leading expert in formal garden design. My mother studied under her as a student many years ago. Professor Zaha Hadi published many works during her career, so I was able to learn a lot by studying her essays. If there's anyone who still remembers my mom, it'd be her. She's older now and is no longer teaching at the academia. But if I remember correctly, she spends most of her time around the Bimarstan area. Let's go take a look. We might run into her if we're lucky.
Yay! Garden design, my field. Okay. Before I go anywhere, I do need to change my shirt because I am sweating.
Wait. Huh? No. Whatever.
All right. Let's continue this way. Okay, none of these people. Where is... Ah, okay.
What am I
Tainari!
supposed to do now? Forget it. I'll just head back.
Tainari, what are you doing here?
Oh, it's you. Good to finally see you again. I came into the city to buy some experiment reagents, hoping to bring them back with me to Gandharvaville. But as soon as I got here, I noticed someone banging on Cyrus's door. You've all heard of Cyrus, right? He's an ex-sage and Sino's adoptive father. I was thinking about going over to ask what's happening. That granny over there may appear old and frail, but her vocal cords certainly sound loud and healthy as ever.
Granny?
Yeah, she's just over there. You can go check out the situation yourselves in a moment. Kaveh, were you at the tavern?
I had a quick drink or two. Can you still smell the alcohol?
Drinking in broad daylight. Really? You want to pass out by the road and get run over by a sumpter beast like some mindless fungus? Huh? And you, traveler? You didn't try to stop him? You look like a wreck, Kaveh. What happened? Are you feeling down again? You know what? I'm hosting a meal at Pardistii tomorrow evening. Do you want to come?
Huh? Oh, I had no idea. Let me think for a moment. I'll come if I can find some time.
All right. Then I'll plan on reserving 2 seats for you. I'll be heading back to Gandharvaville for now. I have a feeling that argument over there is going to continue for quite some time. It might be best if we don't get involved.
A granny who lives nearby. Let's go take a look.
Is the other seat for Alhaitham? I hope it is. I am completely in love with them. Together and separately. No, but seriously. I love Sino and Tainari, but because they are so like stably together, like they are so like they're an old married couple. I don't have to be worried about them. But then Kaveh and Alhaitham, they're like they're just chaos. But I love them. They're endgame as well for me.
So, plan on keeping yourself locked in there, huh? Fine by me. If you're not going to come out, then I'm not going to leave. My tomato was growing so well. It had all the potential to become the best tomato this year. And you cut it straight from the vine.
I already told you I had nothing to do with it. Why would I take a tomato that's still weeks from ripening? You'd have to be awfully green as an investigator to think it was me. You see, the word green here could refer to both the color of the tomato and the fact that your skills could use some.
Enough nonsense. Just come out and face me, you coward.
You're out of your mind. If I've actually done something wrong, then get a mantra and pull me out by force, why don't ya?
Oh, why you?
Professor Zahahadi?
And who are you? Oh, Kaveh. Fancy seeing you here. How long has it been? Come on, get over here and let the professor take a good look at you. Not bad, not bad. You've grown taller again.
Professor, what's going on here?
It's no big deal, really. A few of us old scholars got bored in our retirement and decided to put together a vegetable growing competition. At the end, whoever loses will have to go up on stage and do a performance for the winners. Which brings us to our current predicament. My tomato was sure to win until a certain someone decided they couldn't bear to lose.
Hey, don't try to defame me in front of the kids. If we're airing out each other's dirty laundry now, then why don't we talk about you sneaking into Janat's garden the other night?
Lucky for you, seeing these youngsters come to pay their respects today has put me in a better mood. I'll let you off the hook. Come on, let's go. We'll take our conversation elsewhere. He doesn't need to be a part of it.
Yes, of course.
Oh my god, I love this granny.
Is Faranak still doing well?
Yes, as far as I know. She left for Fontaine some time ago and started a new life for herself. She's still doing work related to architecture, though.
Ah, yes. I did hear about that. Did that upset you at all?
No, not at all. She's already sacrificed a lot raising me as a single mother.
That's good to hear. Your mother did struggle quite a bit those few years. It's probably a good thing that she found a new place to call home. Sometimes I wonder if things were harder for her because she was so beautiful. People were always drawn to her beauty first, only to realize she had a sensitive and vulnerable heart underneath. She was still quite young when she first joined my class as a student. Beautiful and radiant with her golden hair, yet quiet and single-minded. She seemed like a lass from some aristocratic house who was seeing the outside world for the first time. She had to make a lot of drastic changes in her life to raise you on her own. Even during her time in the academia, she was a thorough perfectionist. If she was unsatisfied with something she had made, she'd insist on redoing it, even if I was perfectly happy with it.
I'm so... I want to like this quest a lot, but like some of these things are hitting too close to home for me to really like just let them pass. Like, why are you like, obviously she's not saying she blames or puts the blame on Kaveh, but no child ever has ever asked to be born. They just are born no matter the circumstances. So like, no child can have no power over the situation they are born in. So even if she was a single mother, it's her, like, by her choice, well, not by her choice, as obviously her partner died, but and not all people have a family that they can rely on and stuff like that, but she still chose to have a child, you know? So it's really unfair to like paint this picture of a struggling single mom like it's his fault. Like, what could have he done? Like, nothing. He's a child. I really don't like the direction of this quest. I hope it gets better, but so far it's just, I don't like it. Not the quest itself, it's fine, but like some of it, it's just, I don't really like this. But it's a great, like, glimpse on, like, what people think, and, I don't know, like, because this is what people do. Like, sometimes they do blame the kids, and, like, I don't know how they can get to that conclusion, but it is unfortunately something that happens. So it's nice that they like show it, but it's just so unfair. Like, Kaveh doesn't have enough problems of his own, and now he's just being blamed for being a kid, essentially, and her mom having to struggle.
She had many admirers, and they'd always fill up the first few rows of seats, hoping they could get closer to her sitting in the first row. If it were any of my other classes, you'd have found nobody sitting in the front. But every time I saw her, she was always in that same rigid pose. She'd have one hand on her forehead with the other clutching her pencil. Her eyebrows would be knitted in a frown as she concentrated on the blueprint in front of her.
I'm sure she had many difficult moments in her life. How did she cope with the stress?
I'm not too sure. She never talked about such things with me. She rarely opened up to other people, you know. I do remember one time, though, when she got into a heated argument with a friend. She said something I found very memorable. She said, "True art cannot be understood, but as an artist, I wish some people could understand its meaning and value. If you ask me, that's probably the greatest source of pain for geniuses of their craft. It's extremely hard for them to find someone who can truly understand their ideas."
So that's how it is. I wonder if the password could be... I tried both just now. Seems those aren't it either.
What are you trying to do?
My mother left her notebook to me, but it has a password and I haven't figured out what it is yet. I'm trying to learn more about her so I'd have a better chance at cracking the code. Thank you for all that you told us.
It's the least I can do. Talking to youngsters like yourself makes me feel younger too. Honestly, looking at you now, I can see how much you resemble her. It's almost as if she's standing right in front of me again. Your personalities are quite alike, too. You're both stubborn and both a little awkward. Of course, I'm sure the similarities are mostly superficial. But so long as you continue to harbor those traits, you'll find a lot of difficulties in your work. I've taught a lot of students over my career, and in my experience, very few genius architects of Ksharawar ever found happiness for themselves. They would know exactly what they want to express and fight for it tooth and nail, which inevitably led to arguments with their clients. Some clients would choose to respect the architect's vision or just let the argument go because of the architect's reputation. But those are the rare ones. When Faranak first graduated, she was getting into arguments with her clients nearly every single day. I think it only got a little better when she met your father.
I see. But could he understand the designs my mother made?
No, I think they were probably beyond him, too. But despite that, he still stayed next to her, listening to her joys and sharing in her sorrows. Faranek had many admirers, but she ended up choosing your father. His support probably played a part in that decision.
So instead of understanding, perhaps all we need is just companionship. Huh, it worked!
Oh, was that the right password?
Yes!
Then you should be on your way, child. Find a quiet place and see what she wanted to say to you. Being the awkward person that she is, I suppose there were many things that Faranek could never say out loud. Instead, she probably left them in her diary, hoping that they would make their way to you one day. If you're ever in a mood to chat again, just come and find me here. You're always welcome to discuss architecture topics with me as well.
Thank you so much, Professor.
There's no need to be so formal. I'll let you kids go. It's time for me to take another stroll around the vegetable garden.
I wonder what my mother could have written about.
They all say Zahadid's class is the toughest, but I think it's actually not too bad. On the other hand, though, structural mechanics is definitely a pain, no matter how you try to approach it. I doubled down and managed to get through it in the end. I met someone special. At first, I didn't think much of him, but now, I feel very happy whenever I get to spend time with him. We decided to name our son Kaveh. I don't think a younger me would have ever bond with another person.
Happy Pride to you who brave enough to be exactly you want to be. Happy Pride to you who make your community a much more beautiful place. May you continue to feel free to be who you are, free to choose, free to express.
Okay, I cut it short. Thank you so much. That was a lot of talking at the same time. Happy Pride to you who are brave enough to be exactly who you want to be. Make your community a much more beautiful place. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Risky. You get a little donkey dance. Tiki, 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 tiki. Happy Pride to you as well. It doesn't matter if you... oh my goodness. Chill. My OLEDs are a little bit... You know. Doesn't matter if you're part of the... LGBTQIA plus community. Happy Pride still. And just thank you for being a lovely supporter for me. It makes my day to see you in the chat. Thank you so much for subscribing for 28 months. 28 months. That is a lot of time. Why do you get picked the color green on the collab? We decided to go with, if you don't know the collab, we decided to go for one color per each from the pride flag. And upon when we got into the group chat and decided for the colors, G chose yellow, so that was taken. Although I'm not too fussed, I would have probably not chosen yellow anyways. And then I went on to asking I could go with purple, blue or green, and all of those were like still available, so I was like, sure, I'll take green because I don't know, I like green. Green is also in my flag, and I rarely do green Sims, like a lot of green in the Sims. Sometimes obviously they have like I use all colors, but like purely green, that was inspiring. Also nice pick on the non-binary with male body frame. It's the first I see that. Yeah, I don't see that often either. I thought it would be really nice to do something different. I don't think I've made a non-binary sim with a male body frame ever before. Not even like when I'm just playing on my own. Not that I do that a lot. I usually don't play it unless I'm recording. But yeah, that was really fun to do. I enjoyed it. Although, as I said in the video, styles and like clothes for male frame are really hard to find that are like gender neutral.
The bad news came. And even though it's been several days now, I still can't bring myself to come to terms with what happened. My eyes are so swollen it's hard to see. What if they're all lying to me? And this is just a long, cruel dream. But I have to face reality. I still have someone to take care of. No matter what happens, I'll do my best to raise my son on my own.
Huh? Is this a drawing? Seems like it was done by my mother.
Oh my god! Wait, no way! That looks like Tainari's, I'm guessing, father, and Cyrus, and Kaveh's father, I think. That could also be Al-Haytam's father. Because we know that, I think we know that Cyrus and Al-Haytam's parents know each other. No, not Cyrus, sorry. Kaveh's parents. I love this photograph. Oh my goodness. I wish I could take a little picture of it. Can you not?
This blonde man was probably my father. But who are the other people in the picture? Huh? Why do a few of them look somewhat familiar?
I can't deal with you.
From the dates in the notebook, she probably drew this more than 30 years ago. I hadn't even been born yet. Maybe we were thinking too much. Oh, there are a few lines written in the diary about this as well.
The one who invited us to the gathering is a talkative woman. Including us, 3 couples showed up. There was also a person who came alone. The talkative woman introduced everyone to each other. She spoke really quickly, so I couldn't quite catch everything she said. But I also didn't feel like asking her to repeat herself. My husband seems to be friends with the man with long ears. I couldn't really join their conversation, so I resigned myself to sitting in a corner and drawing in my notebook. I don't think I'd be able to become friends with any of these people, especially that stiff-looking couple. That man is certainly very handsome, but he would constantly alternate between disjointed and serious ways of talking. His wife is a bit more bearable. We were not acquainted with each other to begin with, and I doubt we'll see each other again after this gathering. The ambiance of this gathering is surprisingly pleasant, however. Talking to people can allow us to find some peace after a long day. Maybe my son will also partake in these gatherings in the future. I hope he'll be able to make many friends.
Who would have thought my mother used to attend that kind of thing? It seems she was only good at talking about her own work, and found it difficult to join into other conversations. As a result, she often kept to herself and would be off to the side, drawing.
The hair reminds me of Tainari and Venti. I don't know about Venti, but or whose hair? Depends on whose hair.
Written on the back. Oh, it seems like it was written to me.
Kaveh. I was both overjoyed and distressed when I learned of your decision to continue your studies in Kasharwar. You are very talented, and I am confident that you will become an architect of much acclaim. However, the more talented you are as an artist, the more misery and anguish you may encounter. No one will be able to help you during your journey as an artist. But outside of your life as a creator, you can learn to form connections with other people and enjoy many other things in life. It's the only way to alleviate your suffering. Whenever you feel down, seek out a friend to sit and have a chat. You can accumulate joy and fulfillment by spending time with them. The positive feelings you gain will get you through the long and difficult years. Never forget that companionship is the most important thing of all.
I love that the word for the lock is in the journal. I love that.
So that's the answer she prepared for me. She really thought long and hard about me and my future.
And yet did not want to be a part of it.
Well, now that I've read her words, do you think I should accept Tainari's invite and attend that dinner at Pardis Di? The thought definitely crossed my mind. Although it'd be nice to get together with friends and chat the night away, I don't want to bring down other people's moods because I'm sad. Besides, don't most people hate the feeling of seeing their friends troubled and being unable to help? And what's worse, nearly all of my problems can't be easily resolved with some encouraging words or gesture. And don't forget, I'm also older than all of them. As their senior, I should appear to be a bit more responsible.
I don't know, this could be a different, like a cultural difference, but it's so funny to me that the game and fan art as well pays so much attention to that he's older than the others, when it's probably like 2 years or something like that. Al-Haytham especially, like, he can't be younger than 23. Like, that's the minimum age that I'd give him. Or maybe, like, I don't know, he could probably be 22, but anyways, like, it's not that big of a, like, an age gap. And Tainari, I don't think he's also like really young. Sino as well. Like, we're talking about like a few years. Even if Kaveh was like 27, it's still like, I have friends that are like 5 years older than me. And that's like, I don't consider them my seniors. I think it's a cultural difference, because in Asia this is very different. But yeah, I always find it a bit weird when they point it out.
You're not wrong, but I keep feeling like I haven't really helped them much in return.
It's not always transactional.
Wait, do you mean it? You're not making fun of me, are you? I've gotten so used to sarcasm that I can't tell what's genuinely a compliment anymore. Wait, by fun, did you mean... You know what? I'm not going to overthink it. I'll see you tomorrow at Pardis Di.
Because you're making yourself an idiot. But he is an idiot. He's a lovable idiot. Okay. What time is it? We need to be there at 4. Let's just... There we go. I always get confused that the clock is 24 hours and not 12 hours. So I'm always like, where is 4? But it's there. Okay. Find Tainari. Come on. Jump, jump, jump. Oh no, we need to go to Party's DI, of course. Sometimes I wonder where do you change the times, so he's basically waiting there. Yes. Oh wow! It's the place where I made Al-Haytham. Right here. Oh, the light is way bigger than I thought. Anyways, this right here is where Al-Haytham does a little spinny spin in my art. That was very funny. Ah, Sino's there. I love these guys.
Al-Haytham also got my invite, right? Will he be coming to join?
That guy? He's never been a fan of social gatherings. I wouldn't get my hopes up if I were you.
Don't worry, he's coming.
Are you sure? Alright then. I guess we won't wait for him.
Yeah, let's go. I mean, maybe we should give him a little more time. We can keep chatting for a while longer.
Oh, sure.
You still
Make
haven't
up your
told me.
mind.
What's the occasion for getting us together here at Pardis DI?
We're celebrating the end of the first phase of Kaveh's studies.
Aww.
I wanted to thank you all for the help you've given her along the way.
Then where's Kaveh?
She said she wanted to show everyone a bit of what she's learned, so she's still doing some last-minute prep at home. She'll be here shortly.
Aw,
Anyway,
that's so cute.
Let's get started. To tell you the truth, I'm actually not so confident that the second phase will go as well as the first. The curriculum will become a lot more involved, and I'm worried that she won't be able to get through all of it. I was hoping we could brainstorm about it together before she gets here.
I knew this wouldn't be just a simple free dinner. Is that why you also invited Al-Haytham?
Yes, I thought it would be good if we could all put our heads together about this.
Also about the background, can you get the background from the real Genshin Impact background? It is a photo of the game, and then I painted over it. Funny thing in Indonesian movie, because they can't decide what world they use for heaven, they choose to use Genshin Impact background for heaven. Really? Is that true? Is the movie animated then?
Anyway, let's take a quick trip down memory lane. What did you guys do when you ran into a problem that you didn't know how to solve? Or got assigned a project that you knew you weren't gonna finish on time?
Never happened to me.
Of course, I know.
I'd just pull another all-nighter.
You two are hopeless. Does anyone have a more useful answer to the question?
Ooh, that's a good point. Confidence is the most important thing. Once you lose your sense of confidence, it'll become all but impossible to find the motivation to study.
This could be a potential direction. I have already redesigned the literacy curriculum, and I was originally hoping to ask Al-Haytham for his opinion.
It's very simple. Instead of focusing on the amount of material you would like to teach, focus on the amount the student would be able to remember.
Wow, you actually showed up. I could probably count the number of times you've actually come to gatherings like this on just one hand.
It's still more than the number of times you've managed to get a proposal approved on the first try.
Ouch. Shooting with the big guns. It's not... So basically 3D human pretending they are in heaven with Genshin Impact background. What name is the... what's the name of the movie? That sounds very intriguing.
As long as you're still aware. So, what made the difference this time? Are you looking to drink your sorrows away with some friends?
Are you asking yourself, Kaveh?
That's your purpose for being here, not mine. Don't project your ways of thinking onto me.
Exactly.
So you're saying the only reason you came is to help Tainari with his brainstorming?
Precisely. Kaveh will have a long road in front of her.
Hey, just to get one thing clear. Even if Kaveh manages to make her way to the academia, we cannot let her enroll in her avatat. Kasharawar is obviously the best choice for her. She's been a trainee forest ranger for so long, she'll definitely be good with her hands.
What are you saying? Spontamad is the better choice. It's where I graduated from, after all.
I think we could just let her choose.
Then what about Amorta? That's the Darshan her master actually graduated from.
There are only 2 other Darshans left. We might as well select all of them on her enrollment application.
I'm trying to have a serious discussion here. Traveler, you aren't associated with any of the 6 Darshans. In your opinion, which Darshan would be the best choice for Kaveh?
Yeah, let's just take one thing at a time.
Agreed. And my goal in inviting you here was to gather some thoughts on the execution of this second phase.
Phase 2 far exceeds Phase 1 in both curriculum complexity and the speed of instruction. I hope Kaveh has prepared herself for what is coming.
Hey, what are you thinking now? Please don't tell me you're planning on lending her those abstruse books from your home library.
Actually, I was thinking about lending her a professions guide.
I'll make sure to write, "Don't become an architect," on the front page of that. You're right. I can't deny that.
Is there another phase after Phase 2? What's the ultimate goal of all of this? Are we trying to prepare her for a job in the academia?
We don't need to think that far ahead. Hold that thought, though. I think my vegetables are done.
I'm telling you, that client had no idea what he was talking about. No matter what I did, he had something bad to say about it.
Oh my god, he's drunk again already. Its Indonesian title roughly translated as "Because of my kindness, I get resurrected back to life," and it's film TV. Ah, okay, interesting.
Have you considered finding another client?
They're all the same. I haven't had a good night's sleep for months now. Who do they think they are, ordering me to alter my design over and over again just because they have some mora?
Wasn't this the whole, like, what you did not want to do? Kaveh is such a mess, I love him.
It's too late now to change careers. You might as well try to find some joy in the pain.
Oh my god. Why are you the way you are?
Besides,
you're not helping.
You'll be getting up in the middle of the night to make edits to your own design even when the client doesn't request it.
No. That's not true.
Cheer up, Kaveh. I'll tell you a new joke.
That'll save it.
We'll save that for the end, Sino. You can keep it to yourself until then.
Whatever. I'm not going to use my brain anymore. Let's drink tonight to our heart's content.
Oh, poor Kaveh. This is such a funny quest, though. Alright, let's see. Did we get something? Ooh, okay. I don't know if I'll have time to do all of these, but let's continue from the same place to the other way. Where were we? Oh my god, how is that so difficult to click? Alright. Oh, we're in their house, alright. Oh, yes, I remember. We need to convince the client to work with them.
Al-Haytham isn't in, so feel...
I'll just speed through because we've already...
Didn't realize
Oh, I
how much
can't
time
even
had
speed
passed.
through.
I'm happy for her. Anyway, enough
I
about
hate that you
Let's see what I
can't,
packed
like,
into this box.
skip
All
dialogue.
these things.
You have to, like,
Oh, I
listen to all of this.
that I've criticism and I admit that I may have. Anyway, never mind. Ah, my building. Oh, I was super proud. Unfortunately, it was only a few days later that my mother took me with. She didn't scold me. Let's see. Is there anything else left in this box? Huh. Ah, this is when I was a child. Huh. Wonder. If only I could. Hey, it's not a. Who knows? Maybe this time something will. I could tell what you were thinking. I've tried mine. I've even tried stuff. I wouldn't try that.
Okay, then maybe we should just put it aside for now.
Yeah, you're right. Although I was hoping to find some words of wisdom from my mother, if I stop and think about it, her words may not be the advice that I need to hear right at this moment. Everyone's life journey is different.
Oh, it's not this branch that we're taking. We're taking a different
many
branch.
Lands and met many people. So I'm sure you've run into situations where some advice wasn't exactly suitable for the situation at hand. Ah, I just got an idea though. If I want to rekindle the creative passion that I had before, instead of trying to unlock an old notebook, why don't I take a walk around the parts of town that had changed my life? What do you think? I'm glad you agree. Then let's start by taking a quick stroll around the academia.
I just realized now that when I say it looks like Venti, apparently Sino's father. The one who reads book is Alhaitams. Yes, I would assume so, yes. I think the very stiff looking couple that Kaveh's mom was talking about was Alhaitam's parents. That would make a lot of sense. Oh my god, get off. Ugh. Where the hell is this? I have no idea where I'm going. Let's try this. I really don't like the Sumeru city. It's beautiful, but it is a freaking labyrinth, and I cannot, for the life of me, understand where to go and what route to take. I should probably run as Kaveh though. We are with him after all. Or at least supposed to.
Of all the places in the academia, I remember this one most. When my studies got busy, I used to pull all-nighters here trying to finish my blueprints. Who doesn't miss their time at the academia? Life was a lot simpler then, and we all had far less troubles. I created many designs that I thought were beautiful in the House of Dana. I drew whatever came to mind, since I didn't have to care about budget constraints or turning them into reality. If I had to give a reason, it'd probably be because I like the ambiance here. The academia also had a rule that allowed scholars to annotate any physical books they came across. As a result, the books here are chock full of scholars' wisdom across many generations.
Oh, we're silent? Aww, I wanted him to continue his story.
Oh, here, this is a great example. This book, History of Ancient Sumeru Architecture, contains some analysis that I did many years ago. Huh? Why is Alhaitham's handwriting also in here? When did he ever read this book? Ah, I guess it's probably from when we worked on that research project together. Anyway, he probably never cared to tell you this, but the House of Dana is where Alhaitham and I first met. I came here to do my homework, and saw him sitting by himself next to that row of bookshelves. A group of Haravatat's scholars were chatting near him, but he looked as if he was too lazy to join them. There was a pretty stark difference between him and all the rest of them. It was my fault for feeling bad for him. I thought he must have gotten into some kind of trouble and went over to ask if he needed anything, not realizing that...
Not realizing that you were in fact the one in a whole heap of trouble?
I'll hate them? Why are you here?
Oh, I love them so much.
The House of Dana is a public space. Anyone can come here, no?
But shouldn't you be at the records room at this hour? You're not here to watch me make a fool of myself, are you?
You think I would derive amusement from watching you fall into depression over your life's various troubles? If that's the case, then I suppose I must have been entertaining myself for years. I came here to pick up a few files. If your voice hadn't managed to get through my soundproof earpieces, I probably wouldn't have noticed you.
All right. I admit I was probably overreacting just now. Probably not when he's right here with us. As his senior, I shouldn't try to tarnish his reputation.
There was nothing embarrassing or shameful about it. When I was still a student at the academia, I once collaborated with Kaveh on a research project. A collaboration is usually beneficial for all parties, but due to issues with our personalities, we ended up going our separate ways before completing the project. We had a number of differences, and they remain unresolved even today. But there's no point going into that right now. The more important question is, why are you at the House of Dana?
As a senior scholar, isn't it my responsibility to offer my friend a quick tour and explanation of the academia's architecture?
I see. Then let me guess. Your next stop will be the pavilions around Razan Garden? Our famed architect sure loves showing off that corner to all his friends. Oh, and Kaveh. A lot of the books you annotated have been moved to the innermost section of that bookshelf over there. You'll have to dig them out yourself if you need to find them.
Huh? But why would you know that? Don't tell me you finally had an epiphany and realized that there's great virtue in respecting your elders' work.
Sure, if that will give you some self-confidence. Leave any words of thanks you may have to the ex-Grand Conservator. The last time he was here, he was complaining that he had received reports from current students. The main grievance being that the annotations are too long and difficult to read. As a result, the books you annotated have been moved to the back shelves.
What? But all of my annotations were extremely important. Instead of reporting me, they should have been thanking me for my service. The notes that I took, they couldn't have asked for a better analysis of those books. Okay, just you wait. I'm going to fix this right now. I'll dig all the books out and return them to the proper shelves.
Oh, we'll wait. Anyway, you were about to say he's feeling a bit down? Put through the ringer. What an interesting phrase. I assume he used those exact words himself. He probably did suffer quite a bit, that's true. He always spends a lot of time editing his proposals, with the goal of satisfying as many of the client's preferences as possible. But the satisfaction of one client will not translate to general satisfaction with his work. Many problems in life can only be solved by a fundamental change of attitude. As the leading genius of Kshahrewar, Kaveh should have both the right and the confidence to reject any unreasonable demands.
Yeah, but he cares too much about what other people think. He cares too much in general.
There are plenty of architects in Sumeru who are inferior to him in skill, yet far more irascible in temperament. What's more, there are plenty of people who look up to such individuals as paragons of staying true to one's principles. Clearly, his predicament is inevitable, since he holds other people's feelings as more important than his own. Of course, each person is different, and we should respect the paths that they have chosen for themselves. Admonitions will serve no purpose. People tend to succumb to familiar pitfalls, and this is especially true for those who believe it's their duty to carry more burdens on their shoulders.
Looks like you were having an enjoyable chat while I was gone. Were you talking about me by any chance?
What do you think?
What else is there to talk about? Surely no one would be interested in talking about the files that you were browsing through earlier. Anyway, you should take a look at this. Look at this comment on page 82. Dear Kaveh, thank you so much for annotating this book in such detail. It was a great help to me. See that? Now that's how a student should treat their seniors.
And it looks like you're already in a much better mood now. It really doesn't take much to make you happy, huh?
Me? Happy? I'm mocking that retired blockhead for being so full of himself. He understands nothing about the true beauty of architecture. When I can find some time, I'll have a serious talk with him about making sure these books are put where they belong.
Yes, Bert is having... actually, she was in 2 vacations. One I see in Croatia, and she said that she wants to go to Venice? Yeah, that's how you say it in English. Yeah, she's having a lot of fun this summer. Yeah.
Why don't you just move all the books yourself? It's not like he hasn't cursed you out before. What was that nickname he gave you while you were in the academia? The Urchin of Kasharwar? Kaveh had a habit of scribbling and writing in all kinds of books.
Hey! You didn't need to bring that up. At least not when I'm still standing here. Oh, actually, I also found a really old sketch in one of the books over there. See? Doesn't it remind you of something? Huh? Don't tell me even you don't get it.
Don't ask me. This is the time you specifically put aside to brag about yourself. Feel free to hoard all the spotlight you want.
You? In that case, allow me to explain. Although this sketch is a little abstract, you can plainly see from the road plans that this was an original concept for the expansion of Port Ormos.
We can also plainly see that the designer was a huge fan of this project. It's the project he loves to talk about the most, second to the Palace of Alcazarzare.
If I don't keep bringing up the neat projects that I've done, how would anyone know that I was the one who did them in the first place? There shouldn't be any complaints about Port Ormos. If I remember correctly, the construction process was very smooth. Everything was made ready ahead of time, and there were very few safety concerns.
There are indeed no records of any complaints about this project. A most impressive achievement.
See? What did I tell you? Come on, let's take a stroll through Port Ormos next. I'll tell you all about the designs I made for the place.
No need. It's almost time to clock out for the day, and I don't intend on bringing any unfinished work home.
Suit yourself. It's not like you know how to appreciate artistry anyway. Let's go, traveler. I'll take you to Port Ormos.
I can't. I love them too much. It is so funny. Such a funny duo. Alright. Don't worry, I'm bringing you hold him. He's with us in spirit.
Port Ormos. No, I didn't design any one specific building. Most of my work here concerned structural renovation. Port Ormos had already existed since I was still a young child. It wasn't as large as it is now, though. It only came to its current size after a sizable expansion. I was part of that project. The arch bridge over there, for example. That was one of my designs. When I was first tasked with the project, I decided to reference the growth patterns of nearby trees to split Port Ormos into 2 levels. My goal was to improve the overall utilization of space. We ran into a lot of issues during construction, but thankfully, we were still able to achieve the original vision. Residents can now behold all the ships entering and leaving the harbor from the vantage point of the bridge, while visitors can recognize the site of Port Ormos from a long ways away. I was still young and new to the trade back then. I could hardly believe that an idea in my head could become reality and remain in the world for many years to come. The true cornerstone of the creative process. The point about the design that will be ultimately used to judge its true worth. It was the first time that it became crystal clear in my mind. Once built, a building will continue to stand. Countless people will see it, and countless more will step inside it. Its final worth, whether it's good or bad, will be assessed by the countless generations of people that interact with the building during their lives. You think so? I'm glad to hear that. But even with this project, I still had one small regret. My budget was tight, and I was unable to use the higher quality timber I had originally intended for the design. I knew that some concessions on aesthetics would be needed as soon as I agreed to a proposal that prioritized the practical functions of the project. Us creative types know better than anyone that most projects cannot be completed without a few regrets. Even the Palace of Alcazar's was not perfect. Yeah, you're right. I should learn to look toward future opportunities, and believe that any regrets I have can be overcome in time. We've spent long enough here. There's still one last place I want to go, but it's a little far. Would you be interested in a quick trip to the desert? Great. Most of my projects over the last few years have had something to do with the desert, partially because there's a special place there that I often visit. This is a rare opportunity, so why don't you come along and see it for yourself? If you ever feel down, maybe you'll be able to go there and feel better too.
Alright. Where are we going? Dune of Magma.
Who would have thought that so many primal constructs could have congregated here while I was gone? We won't be able to sit and talk peacefully with these guys around. Let's clear the area.
I was waiting when we get to, like, test him out. Oh my god. I don't know this, like... I have a weird order, like the people and characters in them are in a weird order. It's hard to like fight when I don't have my party set up.
Isn't this place great? I often come here to clear my mind when I'm dealing with a difficult situation. You know what I mean. Everyone finds themselves in frustrating situations once in a while. Just take me as an example. My family life got shaken up quite a bit when I was young. I struggled in school, and I got into a huge pile of debt building the Palace of Alcazar's. Although Alhaitham thinks that it's because of my personality that I continue to live in the shadow of the past, I think it's also just a part of life. Plus, you could probably say I followed in the path of my mother. Like her, I've gained a name for myself as an architect, built something that's seen as my magnum opus, and found many projects that others have entrusted to me to finish. Life is too boring when you live with no enthusiasm and passion. Only those who believe in the inherent meaning of it can capture the small nuances of everyday life and turn them into inspiration for beautiful designs. Of course, I will concede that loving something also means taking it to heart. So to an extent, caring is also a source of pain. If I didn't love my work, I wouldn't be so torn up about it all the time. But still, isn't this place beautiful? Despite the erosion from the winds and changing seasons, you can still perceive its past beauty and glory. With different landforms come different architectural styles. The desert's history has left it with few records regarding its buildings, so I often visit the desert to investigate things in person. The sight here has moved me ever since the first time I laid my eyes on it. I told myself that one day, I would also be able to create buildings that move others. My pain will one day fade into nothing, just as I've reached the end of my life. But buildings are different. They are far more valuable than most materialistic things, and far more durable than human flesh. As long as there remain souls in the world who can decipher the meaning behind them, they will also have acknowledged me across the vast stream of time. If you were to ask me what art is, that would be my answer. You think so? But I feel I've always been like this. Remember that question I brought up before? The one about whether I should see art as a divine gift of inspiration from the gods, or as a product of my own existential struggle. I still haven't found an answer to that yet. But if art wasn't inherently paradoxical and enigmatic, then people probably wouldn't be drawn to it.
Love the little tumbleweed in the background.
Those who pursue art will be unable to avoid the pain that it naturally brings. Will often be floating on cloud 9 one second and sinking in a mire the next. I'll try gathering my thoughts again once I've found a way to define art in the first place. In any case, thank you so much for listening to everything I had to say.
We got some achievements. Chat about the future with Kaveh in the desert. I think that was yeah. My baby. Can we make a wish? No. Alright. I think I'll end it for today. So I have time to make myself some food and stuff before leaving. Thank you. There we go. Thank you so much for joining me. Also, happy Pride Month for you. Thank you. It is, yes, it is still Pride Month. Last day, I think. Thank you so much for your stream and for your videos making Pride Month characters. You're welcome. I hope you had fun. I don't know what I think about this quest just yet. I still have 2 like parts, like branches I need to go through. If I have time, I will stream that, and if not, then I'll just do it on my own. I've been really lacking with Genshin lately. I haven't like played it on my own, barely at all. So I'm kind of out of the loop. I need to get into the game again. And in general, I've been so busy that I haven't had time to do much. It's really good you are tearing up several times of happiness, like when your friend's announcement a Kaveh story. Yes. That's wild to me. That is so wild to me. I'm really happy for her though. Alright, thank you so much for tuning in. And if you haven't watched the video on my channel that I posted last night, it is there. There we go. And also, if you're new here, go ahead and follow so you'll see me next time. And next stream, I'll probably, I don't know which one will be next, YouTube or Twitch, but I will try to also start the scenario. But we still need a house, and I haven't had time to build one, so I might just get one. I don't know. We'll see. But I want to start the scenario soon. Anyways, thank you so much for listening my rants, and not my rants, my, what are they? Stories, I guess. And hanging out with me, playing through Kaveh's hangout, quest hangout story, whatever, this thing. Anyways, thank you, and I will see you hopefully. I don't know yet if I will stream on the weekend. If not, then next week. Hopefully soon. Have a good rest of the day, and well, night or morning or what time it is for you right now, and I will see you in the next one.